Happy Wednesday, boys and girls. My name is Jeffrey, and I'm not ready to talk about it. I am not ready to share my experiences. It's too personal, and that might be an overstatement. I'm just still into my feelings over this last vacation. It was just like that, and it was all of that. I think back every now and then about some of the stuff that went down. Makes me smile and I'm touched. Thank you for all the Facebook birthday wishes. And just the whole thing, I'm still tired, and I can feel it. I can really feel it. I got one more day, 8-hour work day today. And then a day off tomorrow. My niece brought my car back last night after work. I took her back to UCLA. Her and her roommates were using the vehicle. And she said she tired of paying for parking because summer break is coming up and the parking rates go up. And she was like, I ain't trying to pay $14 a day. I was like, I hear you. I hear you. She went to a concert. She do concerts. I told her, I was like, you're welcome for all her concert going. She got there like early, first in line. She was front row to see Snowa Allegra. And I guess Snowa said, throw your phone on it, give me your phone. I guess Snowa walked out and my niece threw her phone up to her. She caught it and I guess took some pictures and sent it back. And my niece was touched. And I was like, yep, that's how I go, and that's what getting there early is about. I told her, so we get there early, 2 hours early, so we can get that seat and hold it. And we was discussing the dynamics of space, maintaining your space in areas, and when it gets crowded and you can't go to the bathroom. Told her how in London they passed out little cups of water to us in the front. It was kind of cool. And like Snowa Allegra is like her favorite group, favorite singer, for that to happen. She said she almost passed out. She said she started crying even after she went back to the dorm or whatever, thought about what really happened. And then saw Snowa had posted a video. Somebody else shot a video of her catching the phone and then giving it back. So that was kind of cool, I love concerts. And to be able to pass that on to the next generation, I told her, you're welcome. So she got to drive to the concert in my vehicle. Of course, I told her, I said, I know all your friends love my car. I said, I know they love this Renegade. And she was like, yeah. I was like, yeah. Brought it back with half a tank of gas in it too. I kind of didn't expect a full tank, but I knew she wasn't gonna bring it back empty, so. Especially with today's prices. So it was good to see that, So it's just a lot. It just really is a lot to it, It really is a lot to it, just people and places and the travel, the experience, the band, the music. I will tell this one story though. They can dance in Barcelona. I was loving Barcelona. For whatever reason, I was loving Barcelona. It may be faith or unjustified. It may be me. You know, that's possible. It could probably definitely just be me being in the moment. But I was loving Barcelona, so went to the concert to see They Can Dance. Got there, beautiful place. First thing that struck me, people was lined up. I've never seen such an orderly, long line in my life. It just formed. It's like these people, they must have done this before. Or it's like they're people who visit this venue regularly and have season tickets and know what to do. Because this line was just incredible. And people just walked up and got in it. So some people were like standing in line for like an hour or so with reserved tickets. I think everybody had reserved tickets, so there's like really no reason to get in there, but I do understand the excitement of it all. Standing in line is part of the excitement. I get it. I get that part. And they get hyped up. There's other people who want to see the group or the performers there. And you have the same common interest and passion. So you could talk and just feel the vibe. But I saw how long that line got. I was like, Then I thought, people just orderly and mannerly, it ain't gonna take them long to get in. So I just sat down and waited, because I got there early, but I wasn't gonna stand in line. So I just walked around and vibed and did this and did that. And I can't. Somebody was riding by, a little boy in the back. I'm like, what are you gonna do? You gonna figure it out? Both of y'all gonna move the fuck over or what? I can't stand that. I can't help it. That's just me. Everybody gotta have a pet peeve. I gotta have a little something that bugs me. You gotta have something. You gotta have a little something that irks you to let you know you're still alive. But anyway, so, they was in that long line. I took a picture of it. It was just amazing. And they all got in. And then after the line just died down, like 15 minutes after they started letting everybody get in, I just walked in, went to my seat, kind of walked around. And the music started out. They Can Dance is kind of cerebral. I don't know if I told this story. I don't care. They Can Dance is kind of cerebral, solemn music, almost meditative, almost kind of. But there are grooves to it. There are definitely grooves to it. I feel like I told this already. There are definitely grooves to it. So there's parts when it's, really rhythmic. And I look back over the crowd, which was mostly Spaniard or whatever the name is, you could tell. They weren't necessarily white. They were whatever that was. But different than the Egyptians. Where the Egyptians are like a real creamy textured complexion. They're like the same, like a less creamy yellow, beige, I don't know, whatever. But anyhow, they look kind of Hispanic, I guess. I don't know what the hell. I don't know what they do. But for some reason, I just figured Barcelona, the vibe I was getting was that these people, had vibe and rhythm. And I don't know if it was the situation. I don't know if it was a particular concert. I don't know what it was. But these people sat perfectly still. There were thousands of them, probably 2,000-3,000, sitting in this big, huge, beautiful auditorium. And they sat perfectly still. In their seat, perfectly still. But right by me, and like before the show started, a black lady walked by me. I looked at her, I kind of nodded, she normally smiled. And then she walked away, kind of walked back. So first I was struck by how orderly the crowd was in line outside. And then I get in there, and the music's playing and going, and people are sitting still as statues. It reminded me of something I probably wrote 15, 20 years ago about how I would go to a concert or something and people will be just sitting there like statues, completely still. And I get it. I mean, that's their thing. I'm not putting it down. Well, at least I'm not trying to put it down as best I can, because I understand different strokes, different folks. I'm not mad at that or them. It's just that for me, I'm craving something else. And I'm not expecting something else. Probably was expecting something else, but I was craving something else. And also, between songs, perfect silence. I mean, eerie, to the point it was eerie how quiet it was. No yelling, no I love you, no nothing. No coughing, completely silence. And so when the music is grooving, it got some really nice rhythms. You know, it's almost celebratory rhythms. People just sitting there, not moving at all. But this black lady that walked by, she looked at me, I nodded and smiled. She kind of looked American, but I wasn't sure. And then this other black dude kind of ended up sitting in my area. I don't know if that was his seat or not, but I didn't sit in my seat. My seat was like in between people. I was like, forget it. I just moved back to an empty area. I had like almost a whole section to myself, because it was back in the upper, not the balcony, but the upper part. And then somebody gonna come sit right next to me, like right behind me, and the seat's right behind me. I got up and moved. I'm like, come on, people, all this stuff over here, you gonna come sit right behind me? And they was talking. And they was talking through the whole damn thing. So I got up and moved. And the black lady and the black dude was up and dancing and moving on beat to the music in a way that I was able to resonate with and connect with. So the stories I'm gonna tell is there was 3 black people in the whole place, and we was the only ones moving. That just flat out touched me, to look back over all that crowd with them just sitting there like statues. And I know it sounds like I'm hating on them, or they aggravate me, or I'm annoyed by it. And I don't want to sound that way. I don't want to sound like I'm putting them down. I don't want to sound like one way is better than the other. I'm just saying it's about my preference and what I choose to experience, and the lack thereof in this case. And to look back and to see us 3 just getting it on beat to the music, and they just sitting there. You know, and there were some people behind us that could see us, probably in their peripheral, you know, see us moving and grooving. And I'm looking back, and they just sitting there. I'm like, it just reminded me of like statues. I think I went to see, what was it called? River Dance or something like that. One of those really rhythmic Caucasian kind of things where people were just sitting there, just not moving. So to look back over the crowd and to see me and sister girl and homie just getting into the music and vibing, that made me feel good. I was touched. That moment, man, made me touched. It was like, you know, I was like so glad that that person was there, or to have that. Because, you know, I got ego, and I don't necessarily got to go with the direction of the crowd. And I got no problem stepping outside the crowd and doing my own thing. But there are some situations where even I feel, hey, it's just best to let it go. Just not to be, quote unquote, disruptive or some kind of misharmony with the vibe of the situation. So, you know, I ain't antagonistic. I just ain't gonna get up there and just do crazy stuff just because I want to and nobody else is doing it. You know, if I think it's gonna antagonize somebody, not antagonize, but annoy or just be out of place. You know, and I know funk There's no such thing as out of place in funk. But I'm human, I got feelings. So we just getting it, and just music was going, the songs I'm familiar with. And it was obviously, she was familiar with the songs. And it was just good. It was just good to come there, you know, and just see them do music that I've listened to for years and years, and hear it live, and be able to move to it and have somebody else move into it with me. It was good. That was a touching moment. That was a really touching moment, because that music is really, really, I guess you could say spiritually to me, and that kind of vibe. So that was fun. But I really did like Barcelona, and I wasn't sure after that experience. And that was the only experience I really had with a Barcelona crowd. And even though it looks to be, to me, I keep thinking it's Hispanic, so they got rhythm. Okay, I'll say it. They all look Hispanic and Mexican or whatever. So I'm figuring they got rhythm. It may not be on the one, it may be to a different kind of vibe, but I'm figuring they got rhythm. I might be wrong. From what I saw, the orderliness and just the restrained, I don't know, constrained or restrained or restrained, would seem to be restrained attitude or behavior. You know, not letting loose, and I don't know. But either way, Barcelona was one of my favorites. It is one of my favorites so far. I don't know what so far means, but yeah, Barcelona, it was good. It was beautiful. Staying in the Gothic Quarter, the streets, the food, just people. You could just walk all these down like little alleyways everywhere. And they look like alleys, but they're like fully business-tized restaurants, good restaurants, and shops, and supermarket. It's called Supermarket for the supermarkets, whatever. Get your. The only thing you can get over there is fucking Fanta Orange. The only thing they got, basically. It's like all the liquids are controlled, all the beverages. So it was nice to get back to the United States, Orlando, walk into a gas station or 7-Eleven and be able to pick up some freaking fruit punch. Over there, the only thing they had was really that I drank was like they either got Pepsi or Coke products. So it was just a limited. It just wasn't no Arizona teas. It wasn't anything. Everything is basically carbonated over there. And the Fanta Orange is yellow. It's not even orange. It tastes a little different. And it didn't have caffeine in it. So that's what I drank most of the time. But it was good. Barcelona was good. Food, I had paella. It was good. Basically red beans and rice. That's what it tastes like. Stuff over there closes at 4. And it opens up back at 8. You know, there's this stuff. There's a lot of it too. Still processing, taking it in, enjoying it and reliving it. Anyhow, y'all, I'm tired. I am really tired. I am really, really tired. I can feel the fatigue coming in. Oh, I had my annual review yesterday. I did very well. I did very, very well. And the funny part about it, I did well, and maybe a good portion of that year, last year, there was some inconsistency in my performance that I had corrected. So next year should be even better. There was like a little inconsistency in my performance or my procedure that I corrected. This should improve my stats and my numbers. I was still in the top 5 though. And like I said, I'm in the top 5. I'm working on it, doing this, doing that. And I ain't even giving 100%. Let's be honest. I ain't even giving 100%. But I'm doing a good job. I'm maintaining. But if I wanted to, I could burn the place up with my performance. Anyhow, my name is Jeffrey. Swing on y'all 2 times. For me, for the funk. And for every elementary particle or atom that has ever existed in this or in any universe that ever was, is, or will be. The totality of it all, a theory of universe, a hypothesis of all as one. My name is Jeffrey, and I'm out.